Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, Head Currency Analyst. In this video we're going to be taking a look at Euro versus the Australian dollar as we expect prices to move much lower on this currency pair. Now before we even look at this pair, why are we looking at this pair in the first place? There always needs to be a reason why we take a look at this. In the commitment of trade reports, we've seen an increase of commercial long contracts in the Australian dollar. Now, where the Aussie dollar is sitting at the moment, or the Australian dollar in general, is quite low, and the commercials are still happy to increase their long positions at that point. So this is suggesting to me that we could see a reversal in the Aussie dollar trend, or the Australian dollar trend, at least with regards to the current weakness we've seen over the recent weeks and months. So that gives us the opportunity to look at potential Australian dollar buys and how we're going to get on the back of this. Now, we do have an RBA meeting this week, and they are pretty certain that they're going to cut rates by 25 basis points to 1%, and that could be priced in quite highly by the market already. So fundamentally, if that is priced in, then we could still see an increase in value for the Australian dollar, or at least a small retracement first before continuing the strength. So let's take a look at the technicals. If we actually just go up to a monthly time frame, why are we looking at this in the first place? Now, what you can see is we had this huge impulse leg in 2009 all the way down to 2012, and all I'm looking for is prices now come back to that previous low, which we've tested multiple times. We've tested it in 2015, and we've tested it really recently as well, which is this big level in here. Okay, so you can see that the market found some support at this point in here, resistance, 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 resistance. Okay, so this suggests to me that we could see some downside. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to see a huge impulse all the way back into the 1.16s, but we could see some declines as price rejects this area again, perhaps back down at least into the lows around about 157.60s. Okay, so I'm just going to remove all those drawing tools, go and have a look at the price action. Now, if we actually look at last month's price action, we have a nice bearish pin candle in the form that it's rejected and closed back within the previous monthly candle range. This suggests to me that we could see some downside out of this market. Okay, so jumping into a weekly time frame, how's the market setting up? And you can see again very nicely we have this zone marked in from that monthly low, and we've seen a nice bearish lower low, lower close candle. This suggests that the downside is likely to continue. First sort of area on the weekly time frame I'd be concerned about is these recent highs around about the 1.6, and then the lows back down into the 1.57. So if I just plot those now, you can see what I'm looking at just in there. Turn these into bullish areas. Okay, so to me this market is going to potentially fall back down into 1.6. If we break below 1.6, then I could see the market coming down into the 1.57 area. Okay, daily time frame, what's the daily showing us? Is it making sense with our sentiment, with our ideas? And you can see that the market has formed a lower low. So we rallied into the level, we put in another high, market's pulled down, so we have a high point over here and our low here. The market breaks, forms a lower low. So what we're expecting out of the market is to come and retest this area and then continue down to that 1.6 area. Okay, so all I'm going to look to do is place a couple of zones where I want the market to retrace to first. So I like to see the market come back into the zone where the high and the low has been formed. So we've got this level in here and up to this level. Okay, so anywhere in between this level, if we get a daily bearish candle, we can look for continuation trades in there. We could dive a little bit lower and see if we can get on the train a little bit earlier. And what I'd be looking for is the market to kind of retrace back into this zone up in here, and then continue its path down towards that 1.6 level. So a couple of different trading opportunities there, swing trading opportunities on Euro Aussie. Keep your eyes on this market, as we expect this market to come back down, test this low area. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.